Hello, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's Live and Found. It's Tim again,
And Joy.
and we are up to episode 21.
I can't believe
I
it.
believe it's what?
I can't believe it.
I can't either. And today we're going through our signals some more, and we are up to signal 5, and that's what's going on behind the scenes.
Which is really important. Today is really important.
I think this is one of those that's very important that you listen to it. I'm a little hoarse today, so if you hear me clear my throat more than often, then you know why. So that's how important it is because I'm here for this because that's how important it is.
Well, let's talk about what is the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Why is it so important? What are we talking about specifically?
Well, the behind the scenes stuff is your access, to your crawlability through your system, through your pages, your structure, your stability, your speed, and we'll talk more about those when we talk about our do it on our blog. But today, I think it's best for us to talk about schema because schema is so important to AI and how it finds your website.
Well, and we've talked about schema a little bit, and what we're learning is how important schema is. I would say over the last few months, we've really learned how important schema is. But before we get there, what is schema?
I think the easiest way to describe what schema is it's the language that AI understands that we're speaking to it. It's some people call it JSON, some people call it HTML, or it looks like HTML, but that's what it is. It's specifically telling AI who you are, what you do, where you are, um, and those very important items that makes it easy for AI to scan you and find you.
So, when we talk about how important schema is, one of the things that we've learned over the last 30, 60, 90 days is that schema really is the gateway for AI to find you. So, in kind of framing it that way, like it's the gateway to your information, to your business. Why is it important that people learn about it and do something today?
Well, it's important today because things are not, things are changing. And if you don't pick it up today, you're going to be left behind. Um, AI does not wait for a fresh start. It evaluates the structure every single day. And right now, your visibility for early 2026 is being shaped by what you do today. And we need to make sure that you are set up for 2026.
So let's talk about like what are the things that we have learned around schema that's really made it the focal point or the centerpiece or the must have to do right now for AI visibility.
Well, right now, what we've found since July, when we first did introduce Signal 5 back in July, um, it was a entrance, right? It was a way for AI to recognize you. Where it is now is schema is now a huge trust factor for AI. And what we mean by that is it's going to go and look for, we just talked about it, who you are, what you do, where you operate, what expertise you claim to have, as well as whether your facts match everywhere else. Google, Perplexity, GPT search, we're live, can you tell? And Gemini now use schema to verify everything. Schema used to be something that was helpful, but now it's foundational. It's I look at it this way. Schema used to open the door for AI. Now it's giving AI the keys. And that's a huge difference.
That's good. Well, and I think one of the things that has changed is, we have a scan tool that has been developed and expanded. And, within this 20-point scan, we look at all these different things. Now we're weighting the different things, and the weight of schema has gotten really heavy. Because if you think about it in terms of everybody wants to do the easiest thing, AI is no different. We want the easiest path. We want the quickest path, the easiest path. AI is no different. So if you think about having schema on your website, that's the easiest path for AI to find out what you do, but also build trust. And that is so important for AI to trust you, so it will recommend you. And schema is one of the things, the biggest thing for AI to have trust in your business.
It's definitely its language, and we talk about it a lot. We've said it about it a lot, but it really is. Schema is what AI understands, and that's the best way I can. And it really truly is what it looks for. It's going to look for schema first and make sure that your schema aligns across your enterprise, and what you say and who you are and what you do and where you do it is correct.
That's the backbone. So let's get into a little specifics. And I don't want this to be like a technical thing. This is a critical thing, because what we have found is so few people have schema on their website. And if they do, it's a general schema. So let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, you really can't just throw schema out there. You can't just say, here's my schema. Let's look at it. It's looking for very specific, and I've got my list here, very specific things. And the biggest things that it's looking for is specifically who you are. So you want to make sure you say, I am your AI Wizards. I am Johnson Plumbing and Heating. Okay. And you want to be explicit with that and tell exactly. And it's going to also look for what you do. And I think this is where businesses are falling short. Because when they have somebody, or they have their, like Wix or their other website developing tools, and they will put schema out there for you, but it's a generic schema. It will say, I'm a business.
Right.
And AI doesn't look for, I'm a business. It's looking for specifically, are you an AI expert? Are you an attorney? Are you a plumber? And I think that's the biggest thing they run into, is that the schema has to be out there and it has to be correct.
And that's a good point that I want to expand on a little bit. It's not looking for generalities. It's looking for specifics. So for instance, if you have general schema on there, it might not say attorney. And if everything else, your blogs, your social, everything else is attorney related, and your schema is just general business related, that isn't going to match up. And that makes it hard for AI. So you're doing the right thing by having schema, but you're not getting the benefit for your specific industry. And if you're going to go to the work to have schema, do it that's most beneficial, because that, in our scanning report, we do it on a 100-point system. That is like a shift that can add 20 points to your AI visibility score. Nothing else, not even video, and video's close, can give you that much of a shift in AI visibility.
And it's so important. I mean, you don't want to send AI conflicting messages. And if your schema says, I'm a business, but the rest of your website says that you're a lawyer, you're sending AI conflicting information, and it does not trust you enough to find you.
To
That's
and
why
recommend you.
it's so important to be very specific.
Well, and as we learn these things, we're finessing the specificity of what AI wants. So, 6 months ago, we just talked about schema, and how important it was, and you need to have it, which it is. Now we're getting to the specificity of schema for what you do. And that's layered too, because let's say you have schema for what you do, maybe on the first page of your website, maybe on the practice area of your website, but do you have schema on your FAQ page? Do you have schema on your blog page? Now we're getting into the layers of it.
Yeah. And that's where it's really important that all your layers line up. And if they don't line up, and we've talked about the bias layer and we've talked about the behavior layer. And those are so important right now. I mean, that's probably been the two biggest things that we've said that are affecting schema is that bias and that behavior. And the behavior level is just how people react to you. And, but the bias level this is so huge for the bias layer.
Yeah.
Because it's the best analogy I have is it's like an echo chamber, and AI keeps using the same data over and over because it's built itself a little echo chamber and it needs those new voices. And schema unlocks the door to the echo chamber, using our analogy from earlier, so that new voices get heard in that echo chamber.
Well, and let's just use it as a practical example on how it actually does play out. So let's say you're looking for a real estate agent, and that real estate agent has made the connection with AI. They've made the connection with AI by having schema markup for their industry on their website. They've made the connection by having active, fresh content. They have blogs, they have FAQs. They've made the connection with AI by having testimonials and reviews that are new and fresh. They've made the connection with AI by presenting the whole picture of consistency, freshness, schema. Okay. So that real estate agent has made the connection with AI. So real estate agent number 2, they might have a social media page. They might do blogs. They might have general schema even on their website, but they don't have specific schema on their website. Who is AI going to refer? They're going to refer real estate agent number 1 because the trust has been built and is verified. Real estate agent number 2 might be doing 3 of the things, 4 of the things right. But if they don't have the schema markup in their industry, AI is going to go with what it trusts. That's great for real estate agent number 1 that's done the work, but it's informing real estate agent number 2. Your window is closing because once that connection is made, it's made.
Yep. And we've talked about that a lot. Is once you get to that top of the hill with AI, it takes a lot of work to get pushed off that. But the big thing to remember is, AI is all about trust. I don't know how we can emphasize this anymore. It's about trust. And the best way for it to get trust in you and your business is through the schema. And so if you do your own website, or you have somebody do your website for you, or you need help with your schema, we're here. I mean, that's the new game. The new game is all about being found by AI and making sure that AI can find you in the language it understands, schema.
Well, and don't freak out on the technical thing. I've been slow to the table because I'm not a coder and I don't like, getting so involved in the technical aspect. And I am, because holy cow, does it open the gateway for you to be found. And if you're planning on keeping your business for the next year, 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, you've got to get in the schema game. It shows up in the work that we do, the scans that we run, the reports that we're creating, and the difference between industries, attorneys that have schema and attorneys that don't. Their visibility score can be documented in terms of being found. And we're going to start releasing these reports in January. That's one of the new areas that we're developing, is looking at your visibility on Gemini and ChatGPT, and then comparing the two, because they're both based on different data sets. So if you want to show up on Gemini or Google products, how is your AI visibility, or what is your AI visibility score? And ChatGPT for other consumers who search on ChatGPT. What's your AI visibility score on that platform? What are people doing right? What do they need to improve? And what we're finding is schema is the gateway. I'll say it again.
And we're also going to be introducing in January too ebooks, and we're going to have one. Our first one is going to be about schema and how important it is, and kind of give you a beginner's guide to it, because we want to make sure you get off on the right foot,
right,
going forward. Just the data we've looked at so far, it's amazing how many sites have schema but don't have the right schema. So just realize that now is your opportunity to get ahead of your competition. Why is your competition getting more AI visitors? It could be because they're using the right schema.
Awesome. Well, I hope you feel better next week.
I'm working at it. And don't forget, we're going to follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Facebook, follow us on X, and look for a big announcement of what we're going to do in early February for our next AI in Reach. We're excited about that. So this has been Tim.
And Joy.
Thanks so much, and get on your schema.
Take care.